Come here, sweetie pie. Okay, so we have got Miss Midnight. And Miss Midnight has got a sore foot, which has been treated by betadine, and it is what we classify as bumblefoot. But she's come to see me today just to check on how her little foot's going and see if we can do anything differently. So I'm just going to turn this around. If you ever need to pick up a guinea pig on your own and you want to see them underneath, you roll up a towel and then position it like this in a little V shape, which will support their spine really well so that you can have them comfortable like this, and you can carefully examine their little digits. But this is the sore paw, and as you can see, it's quite red under there. Just put my big glasses on. Hello, sweetie pie. Okay. And yes, indeed, it is bumblefoot. So this is an ulcerated pad area, which is very sore and very swollen. I know it's sore. You can hear her little whimpers, so she's saying it's sore. Now, how bumblefoot occurs, there's actually several different ways, but essentially it's infection based, which means that once bacteria can enter through the skin, infection can be caused, and that causes swelling, ulceration, which can get bigger, hotter, more troublesome, and of course it can travel up the leg and into the bone, which is what we call myelitis, and at that point it's a really, really serious issue. Now with little Midnight here, the temperature of her little paw is quite normal, so it's the same as other parts of her body, which tell me that the infection level is really quite low at this point, and we can do without antibiotics. However, if you have a little bumblefoot case and that paw is red and hot, that little guinea pig will need antibiotics. So what we're going to do, oh no, I'm just giving you a little nip there, is we're going to create a little covering for that paw because it's quite sore. She's also got a little lump under here. I remember her from when she was adopted from here. That was a little injury she came in with somewhere to her rib cage. She's had that since she was little, yeah.
She's had that all the time.
Yeah, she has, yeah, and it's only sort of sticks out when you sort of feel it there. Just checking there, little miss. Oh, keep an eye on that there as well. All right, can I have a look and turn you around to me? Come on. Okay, so I just recorded all of that and none of it was picked up. But what I have done is actually shave back the little foot so that I've got some grip area to put a tape around. And I've also used Debrazole to just disinfect around this little foot paw area where you can see the little opening, which is just there. You can see a tiny little opening. What we have to do is put a little bit of terramycin spray onto this paw, and I'm just covering her face so that I don't get that area. Yeah. Don't touch it though, because it's you'll get blue on you if you touch it. And then for that little paw, I need a different size shape. You can get vet wrap in different sizes. So see how that goes doubly around the joint? Yeah. But what I can do now is just adjust this front one on the angle of the paw, whereas this one is on the angle of the wrist. So it's actually slightly different angle, yep, which is why we do it that way. And what that does, see how it's formed the shape of her leg now? So the rest of it now just buffers, gives it a bit more support. And this one, again, on the lower, this one on the upper. Okay, now this. So we've got slightly different positions, which is how we've angled that. She can still pull that off if she wants, but we're going to give her a go on the ground and see how she finds it with that little bit of protection. Come on, Missy. She's sort of, you can see she's lifting that little paw bigger and higher into the air, but that will give her some relief. So she knows it's there, but she's standing on it, which is good. Put my big glasses on. Hello, sweetie pie. Okay, so we've got Midnight. Midnight's in her little bandaged paw. How do you think she's going? Are you managing with the bandaging okay?
It's quite difficult.
It is
she moves, and she managed to get 2 of them off.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think the first time I might have done it a bit too tight, so then I did the looser, and then that was okay, and then I did it again, and she got them off.
Okay.
So that one I did last night.
Okay. She hasn't managed to get it off yet.
No.
Shall we take a little look?
Yeah.
At this gorgeous girl. Okay. So position it there. Do that. Taking there. That's good. Ooh. Okay. Little girl. Okay.
No, you cut it off. I was unraveling it.
Yeah, and I do it this way because it puts too much pressure on their little wrists and things. You've got to do it very carefully. And if you're ever doing something like that, like I'm quite comfortable with it, but using scissors like that which have an end that you cannot poke them with is very handy.
I've got a pair of those, but they're much bigger. They're about this big, so
Looking so
probably
much
wouldn't
better.
Is it?
So
good.
much better. Absolutely. Let's put you around here, little girl. Here we go. Alright, that's good. So we can, just going to put you there, little girl. Because she's black, it's very hard to see. But look how, that's really, really good compared to where it was. Absolutely. Yeah, it was. So good. That's flattened out. The area is actually closed and sealed now. It's not festering. That's wonderful. Really pleased with that. We'll have to work out the time frame. I think for memory it's about 2 weeks.
It is, yeah, I just
It's 2 weeks?
13 days.
13 days, yeah. Okay. Now that is looking fabulous. You can see the swelling has gone right down. That's fabulous, yeah. Really good result. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That is so good. She's doing really, really well. I'm just trying to slough off the dry bit that's remaining. Okay. It doesn't need any further terramycin on that. It's really healing under its own skin now, which is great. Really, really pleased.
That little bit last night, but yeah, I gave it a little tug, but I wasn't.
No, you don't. No, you don't want to pull that off.
No.
Because that's healing so well. It will come off, and then we repeat the process, but it's almost going to be like the last one. Yeah. So really, really good. Yeah, she's doing great. So we'll bandage her little foot up again, and she's good to go home.
Wonderful.
I'm actually just going to. Howling, we are in a gale. Oh my goodness. It's blowing everywhere. Okay. Nice little edge to it. So good. So good.
Okay, yeah, so you've actually got it quite long. It's longer than I was doing, but
Okay.
because I was finding it difficult to
wrap.
Yeah. And again, I didn't want to do it too tight.
Yeah. It's it is tricky in getting the right balance. Slightly longer on there. Doing it this way just allows the angle of the foot to be slightly different than the angle of the wrist. And let's just fold it over. Hold on. But when you folded it round, you can actually see one is longer than the other, which is how I know it also matches the alignment of her leg. But I'll do a separate video on that for people watching later. But leave her with that. You are gorgeous.
So you gave it
you're doing so well.